Get in here, get in here, get in here. Serena Williams reveals that she is using GLP-1 weight loss medications. Let's get into it.
Williams revealed she lost about 30 pounds after her second child by using a GLP-1 medication such as Wegovy or Zepbound through the telehealth company Ro. Now, she serves as a paid spokesperson, and she's open about that. Her husband, Alexis Ohanian, is an investor and serves on the company's board. That's raising some questions about safety, access, and potential conflicts of interest. CBS News medical contributor Dr. Celine Gounder joins us now. She is also the editor-at-large for public health at KFF News. So I want to start with, as someone that is a new mom, you might be struggling with different things and you're wondering, is this safe to take while I'm pregnant? Is it safe to take while I'm breastfeeding? So can we start there?
Yeah, currently the recommendation would be that you want to let the medication wash out of your system before you get pregnant. For about 2 months, you want a washout period. Now, that said, the data on the safety during pregnancy is mixed. We've seen an increased risk of fetal growth issues and birth defects in animals when they're on these medications during pregnancy. On the other hand, there was a large study looking at women who accidentally were on these medications before they knew they were pregnant. And there was not an increased risk of birth defects in that group. That was some 50,000 women in that study. So right now, we just don't have a clear answer. And as for breastfeeding, the good news is we have one tiny study that did not show semaglutide, which is the medicine in Ozempic, Wegovy. We didn't see it in breast milk. So it seems to be safe, but again, the jury's still out on that.
Breaking news, breaking GLP-1 news. I'm excited about this news, although it's already been in previous speculation for some time, but I'm glad we have some verification here. So, Serena Williams, infamous tennis player, sister to Venus Williams. Shout out to her. I think she recently got married, I believe. So Serena, amazing, and amazingly fit. For a long time, been that fit, thick chick because she, busty in the below area, you know what I mean? And just, athletic and solid and in structure, you know what I'm saying? And silhouette always looks amazing, but definitely thickums. Recently, when she had her most recent child, pregnancy does have an effect on our body, y'all, in regard to weight. Many of us know that. So she experienced weight related challenges as a result of pregnancy, and the difficulty of essentially, snapping back to a more comfortable and appropriate weight to which, she wanted to be, as athletic as she is. She looks amazing either way, I don't know if you guys have seen around, the internet streets, her, before and after. Before is amazing, her usual thick, fit self. After, it's like she's more slim fit with a hint of thickness. Completely beat all the way. Ab game sick. Ab game sick. Hit it. Woo! That thing. She did it. That thing doing that thing. And let me tell you right now, that's why I'm telling you, you can lose fat, build muscle, create abs on GLP-1. So all this rhetoric on just GLP-1 is just, going to strip you of all your muscle mass is absolutely subjective to the individual on how you incorporate your lifestyle practices of fitness, your i.e. weight training and cardio. You know what I mean? And your macros, your nutrients. Are you eating enough lean protein and complex carbs? You know what I'm saying? And working out, weight training, and cardio on a consistent, regular, weekly basis, multiple times in a week, staying tried and true to your routine and the type of exercises that you're doing to target specific areas. So when you committed like that and you on GLP-1, oh honey, you definitely getting fit results. Okay? Not necessarily muscle mass loss results. It's all about how you approach the medication, how you incorporate it into your life, in addition to the other systems or faculties that need to be in place that the founders of the medication automatically recommend on the box. It needs to be coupled with healthy eating, low carb, or just in general, you know what I mean? Healthier eating. You don't have to necessarily be low carb. I'm tired of this everybody creating a stigma against carbs here. Like when complex carbs give you healthy gains and help you manage your weight, as well as still help you lose fat and build muscle. Like, I don't know, like this ridiculous rhetoric, you know, dismantling carbs. Yes, the bad carbs. And even sometimes if you use simple carbs the right way in a certain, proportion, and you still, putting the work in physically, you could kind of cancel out the simple carbs in a sense too. But yeah, that's deeper into fitness, y'all. That's deeper into fitness. Anyway, Serena Williams has got her life. Okay? She snatched it back, and she didn't care about what any of y'all had to say about it. Why? Because she's Serena Williams. And that's a test to tell you that, listen, a physically fit, agile woman such as herself, been all her life, decide to use GLP-1 medication to help lose weight and help her manage her weight. That means essentially anyone can. That means it's for anyone. It is for anyone who has a weight loss need, a weight management need. That's in my opinion. A reminder that your girl is on GLP-1 as well. Your girl is in maintenance, beautifully maintaining her weight as an intermittent faster, plant-based pescatarian, fitness girly, and GLP-1 user once a month. And doing a thing and feeling great. So I'm right there with Serena, okay? And I'm glad we got Serena as a representation, okay? So it can get more girlies on board to change their lives, because this is definitely going to be an influential kick. Okay, we're going to see an influx in sales for sure. We're going to see more people coming on board, even more. Ro is going. Their sales are going to go through the roof. You better run the road and try to be an affiliate.
6 months to a year, you still are maybe carrying that weight. You feel like you're doing all the right things. And maybe you're still breastfeeding. Is it safe to take then, after you've had the child and you've waited a little bit?
I mean, look, these medications work really well. In clinical trials, people have lost 15 to over 20% of their body weight on these medications, but none of these trials focused on postpartum women. And that gap in research is really important. We know that women who are pregnant or the postpartum period after pregnancy are really under-researched. And unfortunately, that kind of research, women's health research, particularly on women of color, which is the highest risk group for obesity and postpartum issues, under this current administration would be considered DEI. So we can't really be conducting that kind of research right now.
And highlighting what was addressed in the interview, I absolutely think that GLP-1 is a great option to consider as a post-pregnancy tool if needed. If you need some help to get back on track, because pregnancy does throw our bodies out of whack. That was a bar. For real though, it throws our bodies out of whack. It takes a while for us to get back on track, to get back into the position we were in, to snap back. Sometimes we never get there. You know what I mean? And give up and end up gaining more weight and just become complacent and then living life and then having more kids and bigger and bigger and bigger. But many of us are not allowing that to be our story anymore. You know what I'm saying? GLP-1 really helps. It helps diabetic management, helps weight management. And this thing is here to stay. It's here to stay. And with Serena representing, it's here to stay. Okay, it's here to stay. But if it's needed, because definitely if I was ever to have a child, I already know I'm going to put some gains on. Some uncomfortable gains in certain areas. I definitely getting back on GLP-1 medication. It may not be once a month. It may have to be weekly because I'm trying to get the weight off. And then I'll go back to management as once a month like I'm doing now. But yeah, that would definitely be a post-pregnancy weight management tool for me. Why not? And then look, if you can do GLP-1 brand, great. But GLP-1 compounds is probably still going to be around, honey. They still going to be around, obviously. So there's still mechanisms and ways for you to get it. If they're not around, the price is going to continue to probably drop for the GLP-1 brand medications as more medications are hitting the market.
I want to turn to this issue of trust. She is Serena Williams. People know her from her tennis and many other things that she's involved in. But her sharing the story, knowing that she's a spokesperson and then her husband's an investor, do you think that could be a conflict of interest for some people? Or is it more like, no, if she's doing it, then it must be real and she's healthy and she's an athlete, she would know?
Well, it can be both, right? But if you have Serena Williams, who is talking about her journey, on the one hand is very brave. There's a lot of stigma still around obesity. And because she's a celebrity, she can help destigmatize and people will listen. But on the other hand, over 40% of births in the United States are covered by Medicaid. Medicaid does not cover these medications. So right off the bat, that about 40% of women who go through pregnancy will not be able to afford these medications, and likely even more than that.
I didn't realize it was that high. Wow,
yeah.
40%.
Yeah, so while this can be helpful to those who can afford it, who can access it, there's a huge gap in need.
And it's still somewhat new.
So we don't have all the answers yet. Yeah.
I see where they're coming from in regard to it serving as a possible conflict of interest because Serena Williams' husband is an investor. Okay, and then Serena Williams is an affluent, highly affluent tennis player and well-respected and well-known. So they are just two lanes of advantage points for being the spokesperson of GLP-1 medications through Ro. We don't know if husband is an investor into Ro, specifically an investor. We don't know. I guess that's what that speculation is about. But putting the business to the side, because although we do know that probably is really altogether what the background of this endorsement and spokesmanship is about, but essentially it's doing the medication for the whole purpose is doing what it needs to do for Serena Williams, who is still a human being, a woman who gave birth twice. Okay, the body goes through all types of things, and second time around, who knows what she started experiencing, and apparently it was weight gain and she couldn't get off. And let me tell you another thing. They knew what they was doing too, Ro, okay? We knew Charles Barkley was out there promoting Ro. He's, linked up in there as an endorser. Shout out to Charles Barkley. He was the first person, you know what I'm saying, the first major celebrity I know admitted to, GLP-1 medication. Well, not the only major celebrity. There are other celebrities who have came forward, but I'm trying to see. He's the only black celebrity that I know that admitted it, that I know. But here's the thing. Charles Barkley admitted it. Yeah, that's great. Yeah, but we know the market is dominated by primarily women. The GLP-1 market is dominated by primarily women. So it'd be more advantageous to have a woman, an affluent woman in fitness, in athletics, in sports, happen to use GLP-1 to help her lose some weight after pregnancy. That is a stunning public relations move, I'm telling you, and it's definitely going to send the numbers up the charts even further for more patients to get GLP-1. For more GLP-1 patients. Hot dog, okay? I am so happy for her. Because we out here in the streets managing our weight, living our best lives, thanks to GLP-1 medication. Now, one thing is, she did not reveal what medication she's on. I've done the research. They all just say medications like zepbound, Wegovy, ozempic. They keep it real clean and clear. You can't decipher which one. I have not seen where she has admitted to the specific medication that people want to know, because here's the thing, if people know the exact medication, they're going to run to that particular brand. And that's probably why it's being concealed, in my opinion. Either way, GLP-1 is GLP-1. Now, although, they all vary differently, there are still different medications. Semaglutide, tirzepatide, they're still completely different. With similar effects and sometimes more harsher effects from one than the other. But they still GLP-1s, and the common denominator is suppression, blood sugar level management, weight loss. So, I don't think she did anything wrong, and shout out to her, salute. I know other people were speculating way before this came out. When they saw her sudden change, they're like, oh, she's on Ozempic. That's the whole thing that's running around here, okay? As soon as folks see a celebrity, go from, 30 pounds heavier or 40 pounds heavier to looking lighter and fit, they think it's Ozempic. Child, everything is not Ozempic in general. It's GLP-1, okay? Well, anyway, I'm going to see y'all in the next video. Be real.